Qualifier number 3. Here we are. The Banshee Cup continues. The third qualifier, and we are in our first match. We have RossPierrDoll, the Poles, going up against the Bobby Kotick fan club, against the French team. And honestly, I picked this one deliberately because the Frenchies are fun to watch. I just gotta give them that. Yes, they're inting at times. Yes, sometimes they have a bit of a brain fart. But the way that the games are going with them, it's just super entertaining to watch. I can't help myself. I think in the last qualifier, in qualifier number 2, it was, if I'm not mistaken, the first time that they actually participated in the Banshee Cup, and they had so many games where either they won or lost just barely at the end of the game. It was, yeah, comeback city, so very entertaining. Also, Ixia, of course, playing his Probius at times, playing Zarya, which is why she's banned now, which is pretty cool too, so, yep, the Frenchie is definitely very entertaining. RossPierrDoll, on the other hand, also a team that is aiming for the playoffs here. As usual, if you make it into the playoffs, if you participate in the qualifiers here, you get your points collected, and then you go into the playoffs. You fight for the prize money, for the $2,500 that are up for grabs there. 6 qualifiers in total, by the way. Prize money also sponsored, as I keep saying, by Kevin, aka Psychiv. If you are watching the Twitch streams live, then that name should be familiar. Always lurking, the man, and quite active also in chat when he's there. He is the one that sponsored the Heroes International that we had, where we had also did, I mean, the Nations Cup. So many good tournaments, would not have been possible without him. So yeah, big shout out to him. So big thank you, keeping the Heroes of the Storm scene alive here. And with that, we're going into our first game. We got Hanzo and Diablo locked in very quickly. Sylvanas is getting the ban hammer. Banshee Cup, by the way, is named after Kevin. Kevin is a little bit of a one-trick pony when it comes to Sylvanas plays. I believe on his main account, this is only his main account, he has something between 7,000 and 8,000 games on Sylvanas. Don't nail me down on the actual number, but let's suffice it to say the guy plays a lot of Sylvanas. So the Banshee Queen, Banshee Cup was a bit of a no-brainer. So a bit of an homage to his playstyle. But yeah, Hanzo locked in quickly on Battlefield of Eternity, and nobody banned Lucio, so Lucio gets picked as well, locked in by Ixia here. But yeah, Calamine tricked what exactly the damage dealer is going to be for the fan club. I mean, it's game number 1, so you have all the options. You can still easily go for Vala if you want to do that, you can drop Li Ming in here. Yeah, the world's your oyster. Only draft rule for this is obviously that you cannot draft a hero more than once within the same series. That's it. Just make sure that there's a little bit of, yeah, composition diversity as we're progressing from one map into the next. But yeah, best of 3 series. Grand final in each qualifier is, as usual, a best of 5, just in case you weren't aware of it. Let's go. In the meantime, it's still January here right now, and I talked about this earlier, but I actually got a little bit of a tan today. Went outside, it is beautiful sunny in Valencia in Spain right now, and we went bike riding today again, and at some point you could take the sleeves off, so short sleeve outside, and then I came home, took a shower, and stood in front of the mirror, and I was like, ah, look at this, look at that, I actually have a bit of a tan. It's gonna be gone in a day or two, but I'm just saying I'm already starting to work on my tan at the end of January here. How's the rest of Europe doing? How is the north? Let me know how many degrees minus you currently have and how the snow's looking. So, yeah, very jealous of your weather. Not. Nope. But yeah, so final 2 picks for the French team. Again, I still want to see a bit more against the Immortal from them, and they haven't picked the main tank yet. Malganir is going to lock that one in. The Diablo and Urel comp, of course, is going to be pretty good. Mirrodin, and we get Tracer. Okay, so not so much interested in going straight for the Immortal, but more so the strategy, kill them all and then get the objective, which definitely works. Chromie can always poke from a distance a bit, so yeah. But okay, final pick for game number 1. Again, we're going to Battlefield of Eternity for our first map. We're currently in the winner bracket. Yes, it's a double elimination system. If you lose here, you can still play through the losers bracket, make a lower bracket run towards the grand final, but nobody really wants to do that. So let's see which team takes the lead, as we have Junkrat as our final pick for map number 1 at BOE. Game number 1 on the left in blue, the Polish team with Mark Kotzel on Diablo. We got Balor on Rega, Whitey on Urel, Alvaros on Junkrat, and Cesabos on Hanzo. Technically, the two teams play on the wrong side. I'm pretty sure the Poles would love to play in red, and then Allez le Bleu. If we had the fan club on the left, it would really vibe well with the French, but that's how the bracket set it up, so that's how we're gonna do it. Over on the right side, the fan club with Virtual on the Haka. We got Ixia on Lucio, Jean Lassalle on Chromie, Malganir playing Muradin, and Nagrom on Tracer. I talked about it last week, but I find it very amusing to see Nagrom now on damage dealers. I mean, he has been playing in so many tournaments, most of the time either as a support when he subbed in at the Miami offline event, but also afterwards as a main tank, which is one of his roles. And in this tournament, we're seeing him mostly play damage, since Malganir is playing the tank for the team. So, very fun. Very entertaining to actually see all of that coming through. And Nagrom has done a pretty decent job entertaining us last week with some crazy plays too. So now we have him on Tracer, and they're going to try and lock specifically Hanzo down, which was obviously... I mean, this is a pick that was just a given. If you're going to Battlefield of Eternity and Hanzo's available and doesn't get banned out, you know that he is going to be picked up by one of the teams for sure. So, Lucio is in as well. Ixia loves his specific supports too. We've seen him play white main a fair bit, but I want to see... Oh, Nagrom, just praising you a second ago and then this. Yeah, they were waiting for him. He got Hanzo'd right there, arrows to the face, and that was just the end of it. So Nagrom already down, Tracer is first blood, and we get the chronic conditions of Chromie. I mean, people might honestly argue that Chromie herself is a chronic condition that needs to be solved by killing her repeatedly in the game, and I would absolutely sign that statement, but Blizzard made it very obvious with some of her talent names, and this is just one of them. So yeah, she's still in the game here, doing some damage. Yay! Shut up. And they're killing Diablo. Alright, so, well, Chromie gets slapped around a little bit, Diablo goes down, and Lucio speeds away as Hanzo becomes the next target, and so, wait, what? Survives? Nah, there it is. Ixia comes in and takes him on the Haka down. And this is why we're casting the Frenchies. Exactly that. It is just carnage from the get-go. Chromie able to take down Rega. Now we have 3 kills to 2. And yeah, they are definitely going all out on this one. Oh boy. First objective, of course, now coming up soon, just announced, and that means that the teams are aiming for their Shaman camps, set those online. These days we're seeing lots and lots of Soul Shield for Diablo. And yeah, down to the bottom of the map. Camp has now been taken by the blue team too and is set en route. But it's time to party! We're getting the Bronze Talons now, and with that, of course, objective number 1. Who's gonna pick it? Is Hanzo... Oh, another stun. Nice. Sun's going to be able to claim it, or who is going to be victorious on the first one? Malganir has to be a bit careful here. Candy King Muradin. I never really liked that skin. I haven't been talking about it in a long time, but honestly, like, this is the Pedo King. I don't know why Blizzard thought that was a great skin, but all that Muradin needs is the windowless van as a mount and the tear-stained mattress in the back. I mean, it is creepy as fuck. Particularly if Lily is in the same game and he's just like running around. He's like, you want candy? You want a lollipop? It's like, damn, Blizzard, what were you thinking? Disgusting skin. Absolutely disgusting skin. Needs to get kicked out of the game immediately. We need to set up a petition, sign it, and then remove it. So, yeah, it's bad. But yeah, is what it is. It says more about Blizzard than about Muradin, though, I suppose. But either way, they go... Oh! Balor, careful, Tracer, and the kill. Chromie is dead too. Yep, she gets eliminated. Bye-bye. Goes down, and so does Junkrat. Cesabos is on the run, and we are 4 minutes in, and we already have 8 kills. Make it 9. Make it 9. So, Tracer taking them down one after another. Easy peasy. And yeah, their strategy is currently working. I called it in the draft. It's the good old kill them all and then go for the objective strategy instead of drafting some heroes that are doing nice damage on the Immortal like Hanzo, Arrow Build Vala, Li Ming or whatever else you could draft here. So, yep, nicely done. With that now we have the Immortal claimed, and it is a win for now for the red team. They also have a leading experience, which translates directly into a talent advantage for them. We don't have Skullcracker, by the way, but instead we got Give Him the Axe. Maximizing the damage over here. As on the other side, the team in blue has now also picked up their level 7. Templar's Verdict is in. Hanzo, of course, going full arrow and has nearly completed his level 1 quest as well by now. Let's see if they can actually take this one down quickly. Bam, and Diablo might also be in trouble. I was mainly concerned about the wall here, but if they're taking a few more kills, then that is going to change things. Dehaka and Urella still at the bottom of the map, but they want to go for Dibbles, and he nearly falls here. Scratch the nearly. Chromie. He did not move away from those shots, and that is Diablo gone again. 7 kills, 2-3. That's a juicy start into the first game of the series by the fan club. And again, this is not a bad team that they're going up against. These are pretty experienced players that we have on the side of the Polish team. Now, to be fair, they are playing with a sub today. It's not a bad sub. Well, as I say, it's Cesarbol's Dice. He's subbing in for them, but we saw him last week, and he did actually fantastic for them. But still, they had to replace one of their players on short notice because he just didn't show up. So maybe for game 2 or one of the subsequent series that we're going to see later, we'll have somebody else show up for them, their real sub. But for now, that was of course a change that just came in before this all started. Maybe it has an impact, who knows? But as is, level 10 abilities are now ready. The red team definitely in control of all of this. And we are gonna see another little play for the topside fort from the boys in red. Stormbolt connects, and Alvarez is getting out of harm's way as Markotzel is shielding him as best as possible. But they're still trailing in experience, and it is a real problem. It's more than a level that you have to try and bridge right now, and that doesn't really make things any easier, of course, for them. So we'll see if they can pull it off as the Immortal is about to spawn. Camps are now being taken too. And yeah, we got the high 5 in. But also Avatar and the Quantum Spike. So a little bit more damage against Diablo in particular if they connect that. Chromie with the timeout. She should just be timed out indefinitely, is my personal opinion. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get people sign that one as well. But here's level 10 now also for RossPierrDoll. So, with that we have the barbecue play from Diablo going full lightning breath. Ancestral healing. No surprises here, honestly. I mean, all the ults is exactly what you would expect. Halftime shows a 50-50 between the two teams. Very even. Just a few hundred hit points. And now, again, the fight being set up. And Diablo instantly in trouble. Saved by Rega. Good on him. But Murden just jumping forward. Hitting another Stormbolt right away. The damage output that we've seen so far is leaning heavily in favor of Chromie, who is sitting at 24,000. Topside, by the way, is now getting pushed by the Shaman Camp and a minion wave, so it seems like this fort is going to fall. Nobody is rotating over. They're still trying to defeat the Immortal, or at least defend theirs, but it's not really working. Cesarbol's goes down again. That's actually death number 4 in this particular game. The topside fort has indeed fallen, and in the meantime, Nagrom is just buzzing around the Immortal bzz, bzz, brr, brr, and does some damage. But they're getting it. They're getting a second Immortal. Immortal number 2 for the fan club. They already destroyed the fort at the top lane, and now they have a chance to do the same thing down at the bottom of the map. The wall is nearly gone already, so that is a pretty good start into all of this. And yeah, I'd say they're going to be very happy with that. Things are currently looking very good for the team on the right side of the map. All that they essentially have to do here is bring it home. They need to try and keep that lead in experience, build that momentum, turn that little snowball into an avalanche. Blue team will do everything they can to force some even fights and then turn it around. But now another stun chain against Diablo. Level 13 for the red team, and even Dehaka is now coming in. snacks up that minion. Nice heal on Diablo. The problem is it just didn't do anything. It just delayed the inevitable. But at least the Ancestral came in on point. It was just too little too late to do anything about it. Diablo down once more. Had a soul stack at least ready, but that's now 2 forts gone on the Polish side. So, yep, blue team loses both their forts and one of the towers at the keep as well. So, it doesn't look much better for them. 13 kills overall in total. We got 10 on the side of the fan club. And at the top, Tehaka, he's back to business. He moved down very quickly for a bit of an impact here in the last fight. Also, Mirrodin now with Bronzebeard Rage. So, has that as well. And in the meantime, we are getting level 16 for Chromie. Kicking in, of course, a bit early here. But you just look at the minimap and you really know what's coming here. It's just too tough. Camps are being taken all over the map. We have still the problem that the red team is taking all of the camps away without level 13 talents. They just are highly uncomfortable fighting for any of this, as you can see. And yeah, I mean, again, it is what it is right now, but they need to break through this at some point. And I suppose it's going to happen once they have level 13 talents. Talking about the Polish team, they're going to try and use that to make a move. Next Immortal in particular is going to be super important. So, yeah. But either way, as this comes out, we now have... Oh, the arrow. Nice. That's a good start. But they just couldn't set this up immediately. Diablo, I think he was also shut down for just a moment as he wanted to go for the barbecue. Great heal though from Rhaegar, keeping Hanzo alive. So nobody died just yet on either side, but a couple of very sweet moves being made by the supports in particular. And the end of the day, Diablo falls though. They can't keep him alive. He died 4 times now as well, and the objective is already up. So with a 2-level advantage, the fan club is now moving on to Immortal number 3 and will get a halftime show lead here. Anything else would shock me. And additionally, there's a level 16 talent that is so damn close that I don't think it's... I honestly think they have no chance of grabbing this Immortal. It's really tough. For RossPierrDoll, this has been a tough game from start to finish. They were getting pinned down more and more on the back foot. Now it's level 16 against them, and fighting into a level 16 opponent when you don't have that talent here yet is always tricky. It's such a powerful level for most heroes. Mirrodin, though, nearly getting caught there, able to jump out without a big problem. On the other hand, they're trying for X here. Oh, if that arrow connected. Hanzo trying desperately to get that hit, but he just can't. The Immortal is nearly gone. I mean, just look at those hit points. The shield is at 100% still for the fan club. I guess a bit of that will be removed, but once that they are making the move here, Chromie is moving in, and they are going to lose this Immortal. The question is just how big is that shield going to be? But the outcome is inevitable. Now they're going for Rhaegar, and he gets murdered as well. Rhaegar gets wrecked, and Diablo goes down too. And they're not going to be the only ones. Nope, they're going to make another move for Yrel. She's dead. That's 3 heroes down, 14 kills to 3. What an opening for the fan club. That's fantastic. I talked about it a bit last week, that they had problems sometimes in the late game, where occasionally the decision was just not really the right one. They were punished for it. And I was talking about how if they're participating in more of these qualifiers, I expect them to just really sharpen those decisions up a little bit and do better. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Another great kill from Tracer as she came in. Gets then caught by Junkrat in a trap. Nicely done. Mine into trap, and Tracer falls. So at least a kill for a kill. This might shut down some of the ambitions to go for the core here. But the keep is gone, and the core should take some damage. Well, it might have if they would have moved with it, but they're not willing to do that. Might still take a little bit of damage here, since not everybody is trying to defend. But the blue team can at least hold on to the game now, because their opponents have moved back after Tracer died. But as you can tell here, yes, the core is indeed taking damage. Goes down to 70%. Damn, 72% is what we're looking at now. Camps on both sides are getting taken quickly. So, yeah. Next little move being made here. And at least 16 is now starting to kick in for the blue team. After the matches that we've seen last week, it would honestly not surprise me if all of a sudden the blue team is just completely dominating the the late game and the fan club loses it. We had more than one game that ended like this. They're going to do their best to ensure that this is not happening again. But at least it's 16 versus 16. Nice dodge on the arrow. Chromie with the timeout to ensure that the arrow does not connect. So yep, job well done. Diablo dying again. And Diablo is murking it up a bit today. Apparently he wants to be an honorable Murloc. So Dibbles is down once more. Doing a lot of dying. 16 kills to 4 now. And it seems like the party is going to continue with a kill on Urel. And indeed, the space code falls. So yep, Urel's gone. And she can be mad until she's blue in the face, but that's not gonna change. Boss falls as well, and they're playing a bit of a farming simulator here. One hero after another gets destroyed, gets absolutely annihilated, and they are having a tough time, to say the least. Like a really tough time. Game number one to forget. Unless they somehow find the key to turn this around in the very, very late game after they're now getting pinned down time and time again, and we are seeing another Immortal coming up with half a level until 20 for the fan club. Unless they can somehow make this, I don't know, a comeback story and a 6.5 out of 10 moment, this is going to be a game to forget. So, yeah, it doesn't really seem like there's a chance. So, this is one that you just have to shrug off and then focus on game number 2. But, well, they haven't given up yet. They're still fighting this one out. They still believe that they have a bit of a chance to somehow bring this back. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt here and see if they can somehow make this work. But given the shield that we're getting at a 16-minute mark for the Immortal, and then on top of that also the level 20 talent that we're getting like any second now for the red team, I just don't see it. They need a kill and need it quickly, and instead they're just losing Urel. Urel's gone, and these arrows don't connect. I mean, I don't even want to blame Boss for this. Like, Boss has been dying a lot, don't get me wrong, definitely not his best day, but at the same time, a lot of these arrows were absolutely on point, and then Chromie just goes for a quick timeout. So Jean Lassalle and others have really paid attention to Hanzo, and when he makes his moves, 23 kills to 4, and it's just an absolute farming simulator. The Bobby Kotick fan club goes through the polls like hot butter through cheese. It's honestly ridiculous. Kill number 4, 5-man team wipe. And we all know what that's gonna spell out now. They're gonna end the game. 8 deaths on Diablo, 7 on Hanzo, and a convincing victory in the first map of qualifier number 3 for the Frenchies. The Bobby Kotick fan club with a 1-0 in this winner bracket match. Well done. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Infernal Shrines. Why am I saying Dragonshire? I actually thought we were going to Dragonshire. I could have sworn that they picked Dragonshire, but apparently I am drunk. Like lately, in the last couple of streams, I had to convince my audience time and time again that I'm actually not drunk when I'm starting these broadcasts. But I'm not doing myself any favors with just like convincingly looking into the camera before we're going into the game, being like, it's Dragonshire. Oh yeah, I double checked, it's Dragonshire. And then I go into the draft and all of a sudden it's Infernal Shrines. That being said, they're not banning anything. Maybe they picked the wrong map. How likely is that? Not very likely. So, yeah. Yeah. So, Blaze gets banned. We are in game number 2, and the fan club has taken the lead. And a well-deserved lead at that. I mean, they murdered them. They absolutely murdered them. The Polish team, they got blitzkrieged hard in this one by the Frenchies. So, yeah, it's a weird world that we're living in. Anyways, now we got Blaze banned out, we got Hogger banned, going into Infernal Shrines. I just want to see Ixius Probius at some point again. And I guess our best chance to get to see that is probably going to be on Tomb of the Spider Queen. But we'll see. Time will tell. I was correct though when I said this series should be interesting, because up to this point at least, in qualifier number 2 in this one, the Frenchies delivered. It's not always the most amazing game, but they are highly entertaining. So, yeah. Brightwing ban, and they ban Sylvanas again. This is the Banshee Cup, boys. We need to put some extra rule in that you cannot ban Sylvanas. Sylvanas is unbannable or something. You can't name a tournament after a hero and then the hero is being banned out the entire time. That's just BM, honestly. That's just insanely BM. So, yeah. Can't really have that in my opinion. But, okay. Is what it is right now. Jojo, our first pick. Again, the AoE that comes with her is obviously great for shrines, so that's exactly what we're getting. And let's see. You know what's weird to me lately, by the way? I've been checking out some of the newer animes that are currently coming out, and there was always this trend, you know, like in anime, like the storyline that existed for ages, where you have like a character that like dies, gets reborn in a new dimension, in a new world or whatever, and then it's just this entire spiel of the hero or the guy just leveling up, you know, using the abilities that he has or the knowledge in order to become like a big hero there, you know. It's a bit cheesy, but it can be done quite nicely. Lately, a lot of the animes, they're just basically literally emulating a video game. Has anybody picked up on that? It's crazy. Like, they're just, at this point, you're just watching pretty much a guy play a video game. That's all that they're doing. It's just like, oh yeah, here's Japanese kid, blah blah blah, generic guy who's playing video games, and here he is playing a video game, and you just watch that. It's not even bad. Some of the stories are actually good. But this is the trend now. We went from playing video games, single player, with our friends, like years and years ago, when there was no internet. And, you know, you were watching your friend play. Then we got the internet, we played together. Then you had Twitch, where you watch somebody else, but you can still interact, to now watching shows where there's nothing else happening, but you basically just like watching the fantasy of somebody that plays out how he perceives himself in an RPG, for example. It's weird. It's kind of interesting, and it still works to an extent, but it's a little bit weird when you think about like how this developed, right? I can't be the only... Okay, maybe I'm talking myself like in... Okay, maybe I'm digging my own grave here, but I just saw a few of those and I was just like, this is getting strange. And again, the shows aren't bad. Like the last one is Shangri-La Frontier or whatever. Pretty good, actually. But yeah. How can you not ban Garrosh? Jesus, they have Zarya already. Like, give me a break. Really? You're more worried about Vala than you are about the Pain Train with Garrosh Zarya when Ixia picks Zarya this early? Malganir's probably just sitting there like, the hell is happening? I'm getting Garrosh with this? You kidding me? Alright, boys, let's go. Okay. And I got Raymond. I haven't seen a team being this scared of Vala since I casted the Koreans. That's just what it is. In Europe, she's not that big of a deal. Ooh. What? Arthur's and Artanis? Okay. They're going double A. Alright. Arthur's against Grayman a little bit. You got Artanis there too. They're throwing everything in. So we get a triple frontline from them. And Jean Lassalle needs to work on some extra damage for the team. But yeah, Infernal Shrines. This is match point number 1 for the French team. Can they lock it in? Ah, well. we need a healer. What am I talking about? I swear to God, I'm not drunk. Malfurion! Malfurion is in the house, and with that, we are heading straight into the second map. Let's go, boys. Infernal Shrines. RossPierrDoll with a AAA draft on the left side, going Oriel, Arthas and Artanis to take down the fan club. We have Makotzel on Janna, Barlow on Oriel, Alvaros with Arthas, Cesabos on Mephisto, and we got Whitey on Artanis. On the right side of the map, the French team with the true and tried Ixia Zarya and Malganir on Garrosh. So Jean Lassalle with Malfurion, Nagrom on Greymane, and Virtual is playing Leoric. We're going Cocktail with perfect aim on level 1. And yeah, time to see if they can somehow turn this around. Also, we're getting the amateur opponent. Interesting. They really want to have him on the shrine, apparently. Honestly, with the lineup that they're running here, I expected that they were thinking, okay, we're going to take control over those shrines every single time. But now they want to have the extra damage against those minions and mercenaries as well. So yeah, let's see how exactly it's going to pan out for Artanis. We're of course also watching for some of these swaps. starting to clump up a bit for Oriel, but there's a Scissor boss. You don't want to continue where you left off in game number 1. That didn't go too well for you. They were still trying to get that kill. First of all with a grenade on the side of Zarya, and then afterwards they came in with a grey main cocktail, but the heals were there. So there's the flip, and Makotzel immediately in some trouble, but still fine for now. Malfurion, okay, he gets out. Level 4 is obviously going to be the important talent for the red team. This is where we're going to get the speed barrier for Zarya, and then Garrosh can just run into the opponent team and flip whoever he wants. There aren't that many good picks for him. So one of the ideas of what's happening by the blue team is that they're currently saying, who you want to flip into? Arthas? Hell yeah, be our guest. Artanis? We don't care. So unless it's Oriel or Mephisto, they're not going to care too much. So there is a little bit of counterplay against what the red team is doing. But then again, it's always still a source of potential damage and can get quite tricky if they are able to, I don't know, just run in, get a proper hit in. So we got to be a little bit careful with them and how exactly they're going to play this one out. So yeah, time will tell. We'll see. Up at the top, we now have Artanis in one-on-one against Leoric. He's doing his thing here. Down at the bottom of the map, some of the camps are now being taken, 2 in favor of the red team, as Arthas is also trying to get his stacks together for a bit more mana management and damage on level 1. Level 4, they go for gimme 20. Okay, they adjusted the build. Looking at what heroes are being played on the side of the Polish team, they adjusted the build. They were like, you know what? We don't get too much out of the speed barrier here. If we use that, then who are we going to flip in? The same thought process that we just went through a second ago. So instead, we see Ixia going for a different build and just adapting. They got the kill at the top, which was also important. That allows Greymane to go walk in form and just absolutely destroy that wall. 1 tower down, the gate down. Now they're even trying for the final tower that is still remaining here. And this is, by the way, going to be the lane where we have the first shrine activating. There's a lead in experience already. So things are a bit grim. Damage build from Arthas, by the way, going into the Icy Talons. That normally also means that he is going to follow up with some extra damage there as well. Oh, careful. Yeah, they're gonna try. Rune Tap normally is the level 7 choice if you're going that particular path. So we'll see if he goes for that pretty standard build if you're going for a bit of a damage Arthas build. But yeah. We got Ghastly Reach and Consume Vitality. Keep in mind that Artanis went on level 1 straight into Amateur Opponent. I kind of expected him a bit at the top lane to go for the Shrine, or at least for some Mercenaries later. They're the ones that haven't taken their Mercenary camp. They are probably going to try and lock it in a bit later. And now we'll get the pinpoint accuracy in play for Zarya, and Nature's Cure is in. But the initial lead on the objective goes to the fan club. So, yeah, there's that. Problem for them is really that level 7 talent. There's the flip though. They're trying to go again for Arthas here. Alvaros, bit careful, but gets stunned again and gets the heal from Oriel. Nice. Rune Tap, as expected, has been picked on level 7 now. So Arthas following the build that we thought he would. But it's now time to really fight over the Shrine and for control here. And that triple front line that we see for the blue team is, of course, insanely tanky. And there is some self-sustain also for Arthas and for others. So they're trying. But it's actually the fan club that is still pulling ahead on the objective. They got 24 stacks now. And Leoric and Artanis, they are still rotating between the bot and the mid lane. Look how low, for example, Jojo is. So they actually have to back out here. Jojo is low. They're generally just not looking too healthy. Jean Lassalle does a great job healing everybody up, and with 31, 32 stacks now towards the objective, it seems inevitable that the French team is grabbing the first Punisher, and there it is. Punisher is in the house, and that is going to be the first move for the topside fort, and they might even get it, because that wall has already been destroyed a long time ago. So, yeah, great for them. Really good for them. Coming in, doing some work, getting the damage done, and I do not think that this can be saved. Even with that Tannis now starting to rotate over. I mean, the main damage dealer is now gone as Mephisto falls. Malganir gets also killed. He's first blood on the side of the French team. But they are following it up with an Arthur's kill. Nagrom, though, he's been doing a fantastic job with Tracer. Now he's trying to do the same thing with Greyman, and so far so good. Atanis falls too. And as the Wolf engages again, they're even taking Johanna down. That is 4 heroes just got murdered. Level 10 abilities obviously having a huge impact on this too. So they have all the advantages at this point, and things are looking once again fantastic for the French team. Yeah, they're crushing it. They're absolutely crushing it. I am honestly pretty impressed. They're doing a stellar job with this. And after they destroyed the topside fort, they went into the middle, took the wall out, capitalizing again on that level 10 advantage and the storm talents that they have here. So, yeah, not too bad. And for RossPierrDoll, this is honestly a little bit annoying. They want more points to qualify for the playoffs. They've been participating in several of the Banshee Cup qualifiers already, but they gotta step it up a bit. Now this is obviously, again, I mentioned it before, a double elimination system, meaning you lose a match, you still have another chance. You drop down into loser's bracket, but you can still make that loser bracket run. And they might have to do exactly that. So, Garrosh locked out. Howling Blast connected, but no kill, and instead a flip Jojo straight into tower range. Still had her Iron Skin up, so good for her. 15 stacks for Alvaros, quest is completed. Can still work that damage number up a bit more. And given the build, I would now expect that he's also going more into his traits on level 13 and 16. Kotzel though, low and dead again. Leo coming in, taking Johanna down. It's a choke point play, baby! And the blue team, with the help of Oriel, surviving much longer than I thought they would, but they still can't turn the fight around, so they are losing Arthas and Artanis. And everybody is just on the run, desperately trying to get away here, and it's not working for him. Spell Barrier is in, and, well, as you can see, they're just chasing everyone as much as they can. Cesabos wants the kill, but nice play by Ix here. Gets the shield out, Mephisto falls, Oriel was hearthing back, and they are just moving into the mid lane with Greymane trying to take another fort out, and this one is going to get destroyed. Look at the lead. 3 levels ahead. 3 levels, 9 kills to 1, 2 forts destroyed. The passive experience gains alone are going to be nuts. I mean, you can see it already. Passive experience, not that big of a lead just yet, but the second fort just got destroyed. So as the game continues, if the blue team isn't able to take some structures out, that gap is going to widen and widen and widen. Normally you have teams trying to then compensate for that by doing extremely well on those minion waves, but if you just have a look at the minion experience and the mercenary experience, you can see that the red team is leading in every single category. So they are doing so much better. And yeah, RossPierrDoll is getting murdered. It's the first round in the tournament, but still, that is a very, very impressive boost compared to last week from the French team. And objective number 2 is now up. So you can fight for the second objective. You can make your play right here and see if you... Oh yes, is that a kill? Aegis comes out. Can they still get Mephisto? Yes, they can. Mephisto is gone. That's the main damage. Oriel gets killed too, though. Oriel got killed, not Mephisto. My bad, sorry. Mephisto is dead now. I actually can see the future. I can see the future. I knew that Mephisto would die. But I didn't want to spoil it, so yeah. I kind of did, though. I apologize. So, with that, we get Mephisto, Oriel, and Johanna killed. All of them are gone, and that obviously opens up the road for another fort, the last one, to be taken out. On top of that, we're having the fight on the shrine itself, where our boy Leo is going for the next Punisher. Yes, the quest build is continuing for Arthas. He's going straight into the Frost Strikes, but they are still 3 levels behind. They're also behind by, I mean, like an entire talent here. It is brutal. It is absolutely brutal. Tannis goes down again. I mean, he does what he does best. He's dying, so Trash Tannis falls once more. He's also the one that is leading the death charts, as you would expect when he gets picked. Frozen Punisher, the strongest one, is now coming in. And boy, they are just destroying them. Look at this. The fan club. 13 kills to 1. 3 levels ahead. They're making this look like a quick match, honestly. RossPierrDoll is not having a great day. They are a much better team than what they've showcased here. I said it before, they had on short notice to bring a sub in. I don't know why it didn't work for them this time. Cesarbotus did a fantastic job the last time he played for them. But today, things are just not working for them, as you can see here. They're getting absolutely farmed. It's crazy. Kill after kill after kill, and I guess at this point mentally they already checked out. We get Jojo destroyed, Oriel is gone, and this is just absolutely nasty. Seriously. This is definitely, on certain websites, this would be a restricted category. This is just brutal. It's a disaster. It's an utter disaster for RossPierrDoll. As I said before, it's one of those games you just have to shrug off. But kudos to the French team. What a fantastic series by them. What a great showing in your first best of 3 of qualifier number 3 of the Banshee Cup. They take a 2-0 victory. The core is gone, 18 kills to 1, and GG as the fan club takes down RossPierrDoll.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.